Hello, friends. Hi, it's Sunday night, and I'm here with you again, and I am so glad to have you here with me. Thank you for joining me. This is my little crafty space. Welcome, and I hope that tonight we're going to make some fun things together and do some getting to know each other better as well. So let's see who we have. We've got some regular suspects here tonight. Hey there, Jean. Hi, Elizabeth. Hey, Jenny and Margaret. Although Margaret said she'd be back, so I don't know if she's back yet. Yes, well, we're very warm and cozy here in Australia because the weather is warming up. It hasn't got really hot yet, though. It's our because we don't have seasons like you guys do. Like they're not so well defined. We just go. Our seasons go by calendar. So the 1st of December is the first day of summer. The 1st of September is the first day of spring, and so on. Okay, so we don't go with solstices or any of that stuff. We just go with the date. So it is officially summer here now. Very warm where you are, Elizabeth, I see. Oh, I think Jean has had more than enough snow. Oh, it's just a few small flurries. Well, there you go. Hi, Nairi. Hi, Gina. Hello. Hey, Jenny. Nice to see you. Hello, hello. Hi, Sharon. You come from a beautiful part of the world. Nanaimo is beautiful. I have been there. It's a lovely spot on Vancouver Island. Who else do we have? Hey, Katrina. Hey, Jenny. Hi, Joan. Hey, Michelle. Hi. Hi, New Zealand. So I hope everyone is well. I hope you're all, hey, Sunny. I hope you're all well wherever you might be, because I know we have people here from all over. So it's lovely to have you with me. We're going to get in and make some fun stuff tonight. And I've got some cool things to tell you. Now, for those of you who are in my VIP group, I have a private VIP group for my Australian customers, team members, people who are just in Australia but like to engage. And I know that's quite a few of you. And that VIP group is where I tend to announce things if they're coming up, or if I'm able to do. At the moment, I have announced there this afternoon, something earlier today, a little special that I'm going to be doing over the next few days. So I'm going to share this special. If I can get it out, I'm going to share this special with you tonight. And it is a little sale I'm doing from now until Wednesday. Okay, so just really 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but I'm counting any orders that come in tonight as well. Any orders that are $100 or more over the next few days, and you can have clearance rack on stuff on there, you can have last chance stuff on there. It doesn't matter if it's marked down, so long as we hit the $100 mark. You get to pick one of the bundles. Now, I've gone through a lot of my retired stuff, and I've popped up on my VIP group. You'll need to go in there to see which ones they are. I've popped in there 24 different bundles. Actually, I put a few extras as well. There's actually 28 different bundles that people can pick from. And every time you have an order that goes in that's over $100, you can get one of those bundles for free. So you want to go and have a look. They're bundles that are worth up to around $100 when they were sold at retail. And now, of course, they're sitting here in my collection. They're all used, but in good condition. I had Ben, my son, going through this afternoon and counting all the dies and making sure that all the dies were in there. So I'm hoping that that everything is good and they're complete sets. So that's just a little special I'm doing on top of everything else. So we've already got the sale at the moment, the last chance sale for the retiring things, and there's some really good bargains in there. And then on top of that, hey Glenda, nice to see you. On top of that, we also have, oh, sorry Michelle. Oh, I wish I could sell to you. I wish I could, but I can't. And I think you're a demonstrator anyway, aren't you? So it doesn't work really. But it is for Australian customers, obviously. Only if you're in Australia, it's the only way that you can actually shop with me. Unless you're buying tutorials, then anyone can shop with me no matter where you are. And I've had a few people, and some of them are here, who have done that. And I'm very, very grateful because it all helps. And it's a fabulous way of supporting my business, even if you can't actually shop with me. So thank you so much. Yes, I know, right? All right, so let's switch over to the desk and let's get looking at some stuff. Let's switch. There we go, switched. And I'm just going to straighten that up. And I've got my handy dandy mini catalogue here. So this is the one that's retiring at the end of this month. This catalogue is saying goodbye. And there are some really, really, really great special. You can see all the things on the list. There's 2 pages, or 1.5 pages really, one and a bit over 1.5, of all the things that are retiring out of here. The cool thing is the list is by page number, so it makes them really easy to find when I need to go and look at something. And I thought I would play with some more retiring stuff tonight that, as far as I know, I'm going to do a quick refresh of the screen. As far as I know, it has not, these things have not sold out, but I am going to just click the button and make sure, because you know, it changes all the time. As more things sell out, the list gets longer of the things that are sold out, but there's still plenty left, so you can still go shopping and still get some really cool things. All right, so the thing I wanted to double check is the Glimmer 12 by 12 specialty paper that went today, and I am actually using that tonight. So you'll just have to pretend that you can still get this. This is actually the gold, and it comes, what page is that on? Let me know what the page number is. Not written on this list, but I know where it is. It's with the Lights Aglow stuff. Here it is. It's this stuff here, the Glimmer 12 by 12 specialty paper. That one has sold out as of really the last day or so. So so even though I'm using a piece of the gold, see, it was that beautiful. It doesn't surprise me that it sold out. Actually, Evening Evergreen, when I showcased this on Friday night, it was not sold out then, but now it is. All right, we also have the lovely festive foils. Those are really, really nice, but those are not sold out yet. The Lights Aglow 6x6 paper, this paper, that has sold out, so it's gone. And no wonder, because it was marked down. Oh, it's only 20% off, but still, it was pretty popular, so I'm not really surprised about that either. But there are some things that are going very quickly. The gingerbread house dies were 60% off, and those are gone. So, you know, there's quite a bit going, but don't worry, there's still heaps left, okay? I mean, this is a big list. There's a lot of things on here you can still get. All right, so if anyone has any questions about any of that, let me know. What I am going to play with tonight, though, is 2 things. One I played with before, and you've seen me play with it before, and that's the window wishes, or the window dies, okay, which I'm going to pair them up with something interesting. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Well, this is showing them. That's one of the window dies right there. Where are they? Here they are, okay, window dies. And you can see the window dies go with the window wishes stamp set, and both of those are being retired, okay. So that's a little bit sad because I really love both of them. But what I'm going to have a bit of fun with them tonight, and I'm going to mix them with another set. And the other set that I'm going to mix them up with is the Golden Beauty stamps and bits and pieces. Where are they? They're up the back here. I really should, here they are. Brightest Beauty bundle. So the stamp set is called Brightest Beauty. The dies are called Golden Beauty dies. Okay. Now they've changed since this catalog came out. They've changed the way they do that, and now they're going to be giving the dies and the stamps the same name. How good is that? I'm so thankful. Okay. I really think that was. Oh, it was sold out on Thursday, Kim. Huh. I must have missed it because I thought it was still around. But anyway, but these ones are still here. Okay. So let me double check my list again because I just want to make sure. Now, I think this is fantastic because it's wattle, basically. This is really, really beautiful. And if you want to do like a wattle Australian themed Christmas, or even not I mean, this is not really a Christmas set, but I think you can use it for a Christmas set and make it something like that. So I thought we'd do that tonight. I thought we'd do a wattle Christmas card, and I'm going to make it a window card. And I've got a piece of basic white thick cardstock, and I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to stamp with my, I'm going to have to get my my machine out in a little bit. Here's the Brightest Beauty stamp set here. Isn't it nice? I really like this one. So does anyone need to know how much that's marked down, or if it's even marked down at all? It might not be. Because not all the stamps are. All right, the Brightest Beauty stamp set is not marked down, but the Golden Beauty dies are marked down by 20%. So So even though the stamp set is marked down, the dies are, okay? And I've seen that happen quite a few times with these. So I'm going to open this up and let's get stamping. I'm going to put this on my my block, and I'm going to put it on block E because it's a pretty good fit on block E, as you can see there. It's a nice, really nice stamp. Hi Nola, nice to see you there. I know, they really are like waddles. They really are, and I love that they gave us a stamp set that is, to me, this is very Australian in my opinion. Do they have waddle in New Zealand too, Michelle, do they? Nice to see you too, Karen. You've got another break. You on your break in the middle of the night, on your night shift. Now the colors I like to do the foliage for this are Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent. Either look really good, and I might do both. Let's see. I'll start with this one. All right, so this is the Soft Succulent. I'm just going to ink it up. Because it's a big stamp, I definitely want to have a piercing mat underneath, because you definitely want to have that extra support. When you're using rubber stamps, you don't need a mat underneath, because rubber stamps have got a layer of foam between the rubber and the back of the stamp, okay? But these poor little photopolymer stamps don't have that, okay? See, that's Soft Succulent. It's quite nice, isn't it? And it's, to me, quite a grey, it's almost a grey green, which is very similar to actual wattle. I'm just going to do it on the other side in the other colour so you can see the difference. But I think the lighter green is probably the way I want to go. But they're both good. They're both nice. You can help me decide. And I'm going to be colouring the actual wattle flowers as well. All right, so that's the darker. Oh, they're both nice. Even though this is closer to the real colour, this one stands out more. What do you guys think? Do we want the dark or the light? So it's not native to New Zealand. Huh, it's definitely native here. Oh, you don't want to be homesick? It is a really nice. You think the dark, the light? Okay, Michelle's saying the dark. Joan said light. And Shelley's going to go watch me on the big screen TV, which is always, that's very, what's the word? Challenging? Confronting that you want to do that? I don't know if I want to be on a big screen. That's okay. I guess I should get used to that, right? All right, so now we're going to colour, if we're going to go with dark, because the first person who picked was Michelle, and Michelle picked dark. So that means we have to go with the dark, because that's the rules, right? And some of you are saying light. I'm in two minds, so I really like both. All right, so now I have the wattle, this one here, which you're thinking it doesn't really look like anything much. You know what? I'm going to need the big block for this one too. Huh. Well, there you go. Better take this one off then, because I do have a second E block somewhere, and I'm not sure what I've done with it. Oh, look, it's right there. That's what I've done with it. Huh. All right, so let's grab this in. And we could pick any yellow. If we want to go really dark yellow, we go Crushed Curry. But I'm thinking maybe Daffodil Delight probably will be a good yellow for this. What did you not realize, Gina? I'm just going back to see what Jean said. I've realized Jean is very wise. She's got lots of things to tell us. The new mini is offering choices between, yes, I know. I didn't know that. I didn't notice it until someone showed me the other day, and I went, oh, I did not notice that. Oh my goodness. You are correct. Yes, we have a choice of cling or photopolymer. That's exactly right. I think it might be a bit of market research to find out which one we like best, but also it might just be offering people more options, because certainly some people prefer rubber and some people prefer the photopolymer. So I prefer the way the rubber stamps stamp. I think you get better detail, but the photopolymer is getting better. I mean, this is photopolymer, and that's pretty good detail right on there. Can you see the leaves light and dark? And it's not bad. Of course, the big advantage of the photopolymer is you can see where you're going, which is what we're about to do right now. And I'm going to get over it. So I'm going to stand up for this. And I'm putting these right on top of their little bits underneath. Here we go. Give it a push. And I hope you can see this. Isn't this nice? I mean, you could easily enough go through and color each one with a marker, but why would you when you can just stamp it all in one hit, just like that? So that's pretty nice. So just a reminder for anyone who didn't hear me say it before, this set is retiring. Okay, and I think it's very sad because it's like a special wattle set just for, I feel like it's just for us. I did notice a few of my US friends say, you know, what kind of flower is that? Do you know what that is? I'm like, yeah, sure do. For anyone who doesn't know, wattle, the yellow and the green, or we call it green and gold, is actually the national floral emblem of Australia. And not only that, but our athletes at various types of competitions, including the Olympics and other things that are held overseas, wear green and gold as their uniform colours. So a lot of our athletes and sports teams wear green and gold, and it comes from here. It comes from the wattle. So there you go. Maybe that's a little bit of news to someone who didn't know that. It is really pretty. Rubber is better for some. And you know what? The markers, like, you know how we have our Stampin' Right markers, and then we also have, oh, I think I froze for a second there. We have Stampin' Right markers, which are the ones, the water-based ones that are the same ink as what's in an ink pad. And we also have the blends, which are alcohol markers, totally different products. But the Stampin' Right markers, you can use these on rubber and actually add color from the markers to your rubber stamps, but they don't work as well on photopolymer. So that's another reason why, as Jean says, she likes to look at the techniques and think about what techniques can she do and decide whether she wants photopolymer or rubber, depending on what the answer to that is. All right, so I'm going to show you the difference between the dark and the light. So here's one I cut earlier, okay? So this one's the light, this one's the dark. They're both good, yeah? We like both of them. But today we've gone with the darker one. Australian trivia, that's right. You came here for that tonight, right? Isn't that why you watch? Just to find out things that you didn't know about Australia. I know, exactly, Jenny. That is exactly right. We each have our favourites, and the ones we like the best, just depending on how we like to stamp. All right, so this is, actually I just noticed I've got a bit of, before I use this, I've got a little bit of white paper left in here from another project, and it's always best to try and pop that out, because it can mess up your cutting if you're, probably not so much on a big one like this, but on more detailed dies particularly, you always want to make sure you've pushed out all of the paper bits. Okay, just makes life easy. All right, so we have our die, and while I'm here, I'm thinking at the same time, I've also, in the same set, this is really nice too. We've got all these, you can actually cut all your little individual wattle and like build a little branch. That's really nice as well. This one is like a little label, little kind of detailed label. And because we've used the green with the wattle, I'm going to use the green again for my sentiment. And I could stamp straight onto the card, but I think seeing as we have a label, well, you know what? I'm just going to cut it out and we'll decide which way we want to go. How about that? So we can make it up as we go along. And I'm just going to pop that right there and move that aside. And let's bring in our cut and emboss machine. And I might have to pull this back a little, so it means you'll see more of my messy desk, but you know, I'm beyond caring about that sometimes. It means I've got stuff everywhere over here, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, so let's get this all set up. I could put this through my mini machine, but I just happen to have the big one closer tonight. So the mini machine, for anyone who doesn't know this already, we have a fantastic joining special in January that involves the mini machine, and a very special mini machine for those who are interested. Okay, there's going to be a limited time release of a boho blue mini, and you're thinking, boho blue, what color is that? It's a beautiful new ink color that we have coming out next year. So if that sounds interesting to you, you might want to keep your eyes peeled. I'll have more details for you soon, and I'll even show it to you soon, I hope, when mine arrives. All right. Now, while we've got this piece here, I'm just going to cut this out as well. Oh, Sharon's off. 1 a.m. I know that's very, very late. Thank you for joining us. Very nice to meet you. All right, let's pull this out. Now, I'm going to make this cute little window card. This is an idea I had earlier, and I thought this would work really, really nicely. Just get rid of these. And actually, I'm going to leave it here for a second because I am actually going to do a bit of cutting. All right, so I've got my envelope, sorry, not envelope, card base all ready to go. Okay, you can just see it's just a plain white card base, but I want to cut a window in the middle of it. Okay, so I'm actually going to pop that there, and I've got my window dies. Now the window dies are also retiring, and that's these ones. You can see we've got this little window here. We have a couple of different types of windows that you can cut with this set. It's a really nice set, and I'm just going to pop that so it's kind of centered there in the middle, and I wanted to make sure it's straight, so I'm just going to stand up because I get a better view from the top up here. Let's pop that through. We're making a window. I'm going to bring it back through. Don't worry about the clunking sound. That's pretty normal. Okay, you can see it cuts out that shape, but it also cuts a window in the front of my card. So this is this shape. Okay, the same one that I had before, but let's cut it out of the gold glimmer instead of out of a piece of white. I'll keep that for something else. I'll put this one to one side. Now I've got a great big window in the front of my card. Now what I want to do is I want to put, this window is actually going to fit inside here, okay? But in order for this to sit there, I'm going to have something for it to sit on. So what I need to do is I need to grab a piece of acetate. Let me move my cut and emboss machine. You could also use a piece of vellum. Found a piece of acetate. That's good. I forgot to get that out earlier. Never mind. All right. So I want this to be bigger than the window, and the window is, I need it to be at least 11. So I'm going to go 12. How's that work? And I need it to be around about, I'll make it 10 wide, 12 long. I might not need quite that wide. I might need to cut it down a little bit, but I'm going to start there. You can always go smaller, but you can't go bigger, right? It's a bit like going to the hairdresser. You can always go shorter, but you can't go longer. So you want to be a bit careful sometimes. All right, so let's see. How wide is that? It's okay, but I'm going to bring it down a tiny bit. About 9. All right, so now you can see it's a little bit bigger than my window. Can you see that there? And what I want to do is I want to have this window so it's glued in here. And I could use Tombow, I could use seal, I could use tape, but I think seal is probably the easiest. So I'm just going to go right around, fairly close around my window. Trying to stay pretty close. I should be using, tell you what I should be using underneath is I should be using a silicone mat. That would be good, but anyway, didn't do that. All right, so now my window is glued in. I've got a little bit of extra glue up there. If you ever have that, you can just rub it off with your finger. The seal will just roll off. And the other thing is, if anyone happens to have, we used to have these many years ago. We used to sell them, in fact, these adhesive removers. I find them a little easier. You can use your finger, but it's quicker and easier if you have one of these. If you're wondering where to get those, they're the only thing I'm using tonight that you can't buy from me. Everything else is available for sale, but not those. All right, let's bring this back in. There we go. All right. Is everyone watching okay? Hey there, Ellen. Hi. All right. Oh, that's nice, Susan. Susan, did you see? Oh, you saw, Ellen, you saw what Susan wrote. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, so now I have this little piece, and it's going to fit just inside that window, and it's going to fit on nicely. So you can use any glue once again to do this, but I'm just going to use seal. And you know what? This time, if I can get my act together, I am going to use a silicone mat underneath, because then I won't get sticky bits on my table. If you don't have a silicone mat, grab one. Oh my goodness, they're the best things. So, so good, these. It's like one of my favorite handy dandy tools. They're so useful. And I'm putting this all the way around because I want to make sure it gets a really good stick. Stuck to my fingers, but that's okay. All right, let's move that. And let's put this down towards the bottom. It sort of fits right there inside your window, and then you just kind of let it lie down right there in the top. Now we have a beautiful window right here like this. Can you see that? So our window, if you are worried about this, you can cut another window from the other side and stick a piece of paper over so that would hide all of these bits. Okay, so if you don't like having the acetate on the inside there, then you certainly could cover that up very easily, but I'm not bothered about it for the purpose of tonight, because I want to show you how nice this simple little idea is. All right, so then we have our beautiful bottle. Isn't that gorgeous? Now you can just stick it straight down over the top with a few glue dots. That's probably the easiest way. If you want to have it so it's sitting up a little bit, you can put mini glue dots around the outside, but then that means the middle could sag in a little bit. Shall we try it and just see how it looks? Let's see. I haven't actually made this card before. This is just something that occurred to me that I would like to try. So I'm just going to see what it looks like that. So let's see. We're going to need a couple of glue dots here. Sorry, not glue dots. What are these? Mini dimensionals. 2 of those. And then one up here. And then we're going to have one right here on the outside of this leaf. And one down the bottom here. This stem is it's not quite thick enough to have a mini dimensional underneath it. And maybe we'll need one there too. Let's see. And it's kind of looking kind of nice. I do like that. It creates a little bit of a shadow by having it bumped up on dimensionals. And from the other side, well, you can see I had something on the other side of mine, so I wouldn't want to have that. It would just be the white shape, okay? But it does look kind of nice through there. So when I make it again, I'll be doing it so it's got a white back. I won't have another stamped edge on the back, but that's okay. The other thing you do is you can put another white piece over the back of it. I could do that, which would probably look fine as well. All right, so now I've got my little label, which I can put down here. Now, don't forget too, in the Window Wishes set, there is, if you're wanting to make this Christmassy, we've got From Our Hearts to Yours, which would fit over the top of the archway, because that's actually exactly the same shape as the window. So that's a nice idea as well. We could do From Our Hearts to Yours for Lots of Joy at Christmas and work both the greetings from this set, or we have Merry Wishes from here as well. From the other set, if it wasn't a Christmas card, because it doesn't have to be, We've got You're Always Stronger Than You Think, so proud of you. No beauty shines brighter than that of a good heart, which is where the stamp set gets its name, Brightest Beauty. And wishing you a happy retirement, which is an unusual stamp because we don't have very many retirement kind of sentiments. Ah, see, we could do that. You could do that. Put the wattle on the inside. All right, so I'm thinking though, maybe we'll make it Christmassy. I think we should. And let's go with From Our Hearts to Yours at the top because we have space for that. So let's do that. And I think because we did our wattle in the dark green, I'm going to stay with that. So From Our Hearts to Yours, right there. And this is the Evening Evergreen, is the darker color. Do you like that? It's a nice idea. I just got to think about how I want to cover up the piece on the inside. Oops, what am I doing? Goodness me. So I'm going to pop this over here. I'm sorry if you're looking at the top of my head. From Our Hearts to Yours, like that. It's nice the way it follows the same line as the window. And then this one, let's go with Merry Wishes. You like that, Gina? Good. Oh, hey, Megan. I just see you popped in. We'll go Merry Wishes here. And we'll go Evening Evergreen again, I think. And we'll just line that up on the middle of this little label. And I think that needs to be on dimensionals, definitely. So we'll go with a couple of normal size ones. 1 and 2. Now I did see floating around earlier, and I wonder if I still have it. I had a plain white, maybe I don't have it anymore, a plain white cut out of this shape, but that had not been stamped on. We've also got this one, which, see, we could put that over the back of that to cover that up. And that would actually look okay. And we could even stamp the reverse on the other side with the help of the silicone mat and the Stamper Artist. We could do that as well, which is another nice little technique. I feel that we need a little bit of bling down here, which might be nice. So let me see if I can find a couple of bits of, I think it would need to be gold, probably. We also have, these are nice, some little champagne rhinestones, but they're not quite right. Ooh, I tell you what I have got. I've got some Evening Evergreen little dots, opal rounds. Let's pop those in. And let me grab my scissor points. Let's pop those up there like that. And that looks kind of nice. So what do we think? Do we like this? Do we like the idea? Some bling, yes. Festive pearls actually would, if I'd found those, that was what I was thinking. Festive pearls, I was thinking the gold ones. But there's green in there too, but I think the gold would look the best. But they were not the first thing I found in my embellishment box. So I've used something I found earlier. So that was these guys. This is the little opal rounds in the 2021 to 2023 colors. So you've got Pale Papaya, Fresh Freesia, Polished Pink, Soft Succulent, and Evening Evergreen. They're really rather nice. And they've got, I don't know if you can see them very well, they've got like little glittery bits in them. Really, really pretty. Really nice. I notice I keep freezing up a little bit, so my apologies for that. We shouldn't be freezing up because I've got Ethernet cable and everything's set up properly, so I'm not sure why we're getting that freezing. Good. I'm glad you like it, guys. All right, let's move that out of the way and pop a couple of these things away. So just remember that this Brightest Beauty set is retiring. And yeah, very Australiana. I know. Not freezing for you. It's just freezing on my screen. So I just noticed that every now and then it freezes. So if it's not freezing for you, that's more important. I'm very happy to hear that. Thank you. I can live with the freezing, but I don't want you guys to have to deal with that. All right. So those are all away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's what I always do when I don't know if everyone else does the same thing, but whenever I'm putting away a set, I always make sure that the number I've counted agrees with the number on the front here. It tells me the quantity, 7. So that's correct. So I'm going to pop those in and pop it away. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, so these 2 sets are retiring, both of the ones I just used. Okay, I use the greetings from this one. I use the wattle from this one, these 2 together, and then I use the, so I really did combine both sets because I use the dies from both sets as well. So, but these are really nice, and I think I use this one, the big window, more than I use anything else in the set, but I also some of you may have seen I've used the small window as well. And the small window, it reminds me, this one reminds me, you know, if I use them together, especially the arch window on Play School. Does anyone else relate? So that's what that reminds me of, because the arch window was probably my favorite window on Play School when I was growing up. So for anyone who knows what Play School is, did you all have favorite windows too? We had a square window, a round window, an arch window. Was that it? Was it just the 3? Was there only 3 windows? I can't remember. The arch one is the one that's stuck in my mind anyway. Your favourite window too. Mind you, having said that, I'm not keen on arches in houses, generally speaking. I don't really like them. We had arches in one of the houses I lived in, and it was my least favourite thing about the house was the arch. All right. Okay, so for anyone who's just popped on, I just want to let you know, if you're in Australia and you're in a position, I'm doing a little special just for the next 3 days, where if you spend $100, you get to pick one of the bundles in my retired offering, and I have put all the photos of those things up on my private VIP groups. So if you are not in my private VIP group, you might want to go and check that out. Now let me see if I can. Okay, I'm just going to write down the address of that so that it's called, I'll make sure I've got the name right because I sometimes say it wrong. Linda Dolke's Private Stampin' VIP Group. That's what it's called, okay? Linda Dolke's Private Stampin' VIP Group. I'm going to write it down for you. And I'm checking this before I send you off on a wild goose chase, making sure I've got that right. Private Stampin' VIP Group. Yep, that's it. So let's add that and let's show it. There it is, across the bottom of the page, Linda Dolke's Private Stampin' VIP Group. There you go. And that's where if I'm going to do like a BOGO sale, or if I'm going, which I will be doing one at some point. I haven't yet, but what I'm doing right now is a little bit different to that. So every $100 order you place, you can choose a bundle from the ones that I have popped all the photographs of all the available bundles in the group. Okay, so if you're an Australian customer and that's kind of your thing, then that's where you go to place an order, and you can let me know when you place your order. You just need to either email me or message me and let me know which bundle you would like for free, and I will mail it to you. That's how that works. Okay, so if you're not already a member of the group, that's the address to go. And there are some great little bundles in there. If you are particularly looking for if there's a bundle you have your eye on particularly and it's not in my group, still reach out, because I do have others, plenty of others that I have not included in this little sale. So you know, I'm keeping them for a buy one get one free at a different time, but these items right now are going to go as fast as people place their orders. So there you go. All right, so that's the Facebook group. Then you just pop that into the Facebook search and you'll find me. You have to request to join, and there's a couple of questions to answer, such as, are you in Australia? Even if you're not in Australia, you can also enter your email address to be added to the newsletter list, and you don't have to be in Australia for that. So you can do that as well. Okay, all right, let me quickly go back. And that, what are we going to play with now? Does anyone have any favorites, any things that they particularly would like to see me use? I'm thinking the origin of my family name. It's actually my husband's family name. And my understanding is that it has Polish roots, but it was originally, okay, so it used to be spelt differently, and some Dalkies still spell it differently. It was originally spelt with an H in the middle, Dahlke, and it was the German spelling. And my husband's grandfather fought in World War II and did not want to have the German spelling of his name. When he came back from the war, a very different person, he did not want the German spelling of his name, so he changed it. He took the H out. And so now there's still a lot of people in that area that do actually have the H, and some that don't. So so there you go. I hope that makes some sense. But yeah, it's not a particularly common name, is it? I was Higgins before that, so people knew me as Linda Higgins for a long, long time. And then I was Wall before that, which is my maiden name. So there you go. Well, you know what, Megan, I'm not going to use Sweet Gingerbread because the dies have gone. The stamp set is still there, but the dies are gone. And what I thought I would play with tonight is something else that I'm very, very fond of from this set and from this catalogue, and that's the gingham papers. Okay, I really, really love these, but maybe we could use the Sweet Gingerbread stamp set with these. Maybe that might be a good idea. Let's have a little play and think about what we'd like to do. So what I'm going to do is find a color way that I think would be pretty. We've got some really, really nice colors in this one. And what's really lovely about this gingham set is that there's 48 sheets. Okay, it's not a 12 sheet pack. It's a 48 sheet pack, which from a demonstrator point of view, whenever they do a 48 sheet pack, I love it because it means I've got heaps in there for classes and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really fun set. It's called Gingham Cottage, okay, and it's on page 59. So this is the one here, and also on the same page as the cottage wreaths. Now, I don't think these are retiring. I think, let me look. I'm looking at my retiring list right now. Okay, the bundle is going, but the stamp set and dies are actually carrying over. These guys are going to carry over, and so is the pearlized enamel effects. They're going to carry over as well. So these things are staying, but the paper is going. Now, normally it's pretty normal for paper to go in a catalogue. Yes, I have got the Sunkissed stamp set. I do. I have that one. So yeah. Oh yes, it did. It sold out very quickly, Megan. Yeah, the dies. So must be all those lovely cards we've been making with it, hey? That's why they went so quickly. So there's some really interesting colors in here. It's a really big pack. You've got Calypso Coral, you've got Blushing Bride, you've got Real Red, and then lots and lots of neutrals. There's black and there's grey, and there's like lots of sheets of each. There's Pumpkin Pie, there's Garden Green, and then Garden Green there on the back. I might pull that out. And then we've also got Mint Macaron. That's really nice as well. Pull that one out too. And I love the grey. The grey is really nice. I saw a beautiful card today by Brenda Nelson. Brenda's a friend. She's in Canada, and she's also on the artisan design team, and her work is just beautiful. And I saw a beautiful card that she did today with the grey papers in this and some Christmas trees, and I thought that was absolutely beautiful. So I'm thinking I'm going to have a little play with some greens, maybe, and let's see what we can do with this. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to be a bit bold. I'm going to go with some black. I'm going to make it up as I go along, which is my favorite way to craft. You know that, right? You guys know, you surely know by now that I love to make it up and just see what happens. It's my chance to be creative, and I love that you guys are happy to watch me while I do it, because this is how I like to do it. All right, so I've got myself a little card front here with black, and I'm thinking I like the mint. The mint is really nice. So I'm actually going to cut myself a section of that. And I'm thinking I'm going to cut a circle. And I think, Megan, what you said, we could go with, these colours probably don't go so well with the sun-kissed stuff. I did a really nice card with that, actually. And the sun-kissed is another one that lends itself well to a South Pacific or a Southern Hemisphere Christmas, because you've got your palm trees and you've got your summer elements, but then you've got a sunny season's greetings down here as well. So it's a perfect stamp set for an Australian Christmas. All right, and this one I believe is retiring. Let me just see whether it's marked down. No, it isn't. It's not marked down, but it is retiring. So that one's going as well. But for today, I'm thinking maybe I'll go sweet gingerbread instead. Here it is. So let's see how we go. I'm wondering, I'm still not 100% sure about the black. I may change my mind on that, but I really like the green. So I'm going to grab a circle die. And I'm changing my mind by the second. The other thing I could do is add vellum to this. That might be really nice. Maybe we ditch the black. Maybe I'll do black later. Okay, change of plans. Change of plans. I'm going to go 9.5 centimeters wide. Thanks for humoring me while I make up my mind what I want to do. All right, so I've got this little piece here. I'm going to go, I'm thinking I might go, do I want to go darker? No, I don't. Don't want to go darker. So I'm going to go with mint macaron. Do I have any mint macaron? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Huh. I'm just looking. I have a pack of, here I go. I do. I knew if I went to one of my packs of subtles, I would have some. All right, so this one now is 14.3. This is my card front size by 10. Card front size for those of you. So this is 4 inches wide for your US girls by, remember, I think it's 5 1/4. Am I right, Jean? Have I got that right? Right, so that's going to go right there on that piece. And then we've also got my layering circles dies. I'm going to go with the big one. Yep. And I'm going to do a vellum circle. So I need to bring in my machine again. And I'm going to grab some. Hello, Carol. How you doing? You've probably told me before and I can't remember. Where are you coming to us from? I love all the purple hearts. Is purple your favorite color? You love the mint? Yeah, mint's nice. It's a fresh color, isn't it? Oh, no problems at all, Jan. I'm very often live, well and truly longer than I should be. No one seems to mind, but I sometimes think, I worry that I'm waffling on too long. Okay, so now we have our pieces. And I'm going to stamp with my Now, let me just grab some white, some good old basic white cardstock, and I'm going to, now I wonder how dark my, this is a solid house, okay, so it's, when you have a solid photopolymer stamp, you definitely want to use a matte underneath for sure, and you want to think, because it's solid, you want to think carefully about what colors to use, but we're going to go fairly monochrome at the moment. I'm going to throw in some more green. This is my mint macaron. It's not a color I use a lot. Has anyone realized that? You don't see me pull out the mint that often, but I quite often get inspired by colors that are in papers in DSP. So that's what we've got today. All right, let me see if I can get a good solid image with this. There's a mark potentially on that, so let me see. Now that's quite dark, although I don't mind it, you know. Now let me, and just, here's, you know what I'm going to do? Sometimes if you clean your stamp, you can get it, see how it's got some little smudges and marks and things. Cleaning it will get rid of that, but you know what else gets rid of it? And I'm doing it right now. I'm rubbing it on my jeans. Anyone else rub their stamps on their jeans? All right, so I'm going to come here and do one full strength stamp. That's better. But the solid stamps, I'm actually going to stamp it off and go lighter and see how that comes out. That's better. That's more the color I want. So the darker was my first generation stamp, and here's my lesser second generation stamp. It's much lighter, and that's much better. Now I can cut this out by hand because I do want to cut it out to go here on my card. So let me put these together. It will, that's true, but I like it. It was still too dark for me. So I'm fussy sometimes about the tone of color that I have. I want it to be a particular color. There we go. Right, so I'm going to have this here on one side, which I think will look nice. Our house is going to be on here, and then we're going to decorate it with some other colors. Okay, so you can cut this out by hand, or if you have the dies and you're very, very lucky because the dies are sold out, then you can use the dies to cut this out, and I would think that would be a great idea. But you know what, I'm just going to cut it out because it's quick and easy. It's a quick one. I'm not going to cut the doorway out or the windows because I'm going to stamp those. So for those of you who don't have the dies, when you're liking the stamp set and going, oh, I wish I had got the dies, well, you can still, as you can see, make use of this stamp set without having the dies because it's actually really easy shapes to cut. All right, it's nice and fairly straight lines. It's, yeah, pretty basic to cut. The dies are very nice. So you know what I like about the dies? I like the fence. There's a fence that goes behind the house or in front of the house, depending on where you want your fence to go. But the other thing I love about the dies is there's a couple of hills, and they look really, really cute. So if you got the dies, lucky you, because they are really cool. All right, so we have a little house, which is sort of looking kind of cute. Yeah? So now we get to color in some fun bits. What shall we do? We have a couple of choices. We can do line drawings of the doorway and the windows that goes around them, or let's see, because this actually fits inside. All right, so it would outline them if we want to, or we can just do the inside of the windows. I'm going to do the door. And is everyone in agreement that we should have a red door, or do people want a different colored door? What do you think? I'm just looking back to see. Oh, you're in Texas, Carol. I'm sorry, I missed that comment. I just see it now. I'm looking to see what comments I'm. Oh, that's okay, Jean. It was lovely to see you, and yep, hopefully see you next weekend. What color goes with Flirty Flamingo cardstock? Well, it depends on what you wanted, what kind of thing you're trying to create. Black goes with everything, to be honest. Pear Pizzazz is a really good green with Flirty Flamingo. I've only been, it doesn't count, Carol. I've been to Dallas to the airport. That doesn't count. And I think I went through Houston once, but not for any period of time. Yep, 100%. We're all agreeing with the red. Yep, okay, red it is. All right, we'll go real red because, you know, real red is red, 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 fire engine red. So let's do that. You can see it's been used for red before. Can you see that? So obviously this is a very popular color. So let me put this right here. And it gives us a little bit of detail too. You can see the little heart that it gives us. Isn't that cute? So we like the red door with the heart. And then we're going to need some, we need it to look warm inside. So we want some windows as well. So we have these 2 windows, and the nice thing is the windows are together. So you just stamp once and it does both windows. So I'm just going to grab my next biggest stamp, which is B. And for this one, I'm going to go yellow. I think I'll go daffodil again. Let's see. I'm going to just position those. See, this is where your photopolymer stamps are awesome because you can see where you're going. So that is the big advantage of photopolymer stamps. I ever so slightly made it too high, but you know what? It doesn't matter. That's okay. Now we can do fun little things on our house. I don't know if you can see them. But here you've got, like, you can do like little, this looks like a little gingerbread house with the little swirly things like icing or something like that. And you can add little lollipops, and there's some cute little lollies and things that you can add as well. But I'm going to do a little heart because this is my favorite one. And I can stamp it straight on, or I think what looks cute is we can cut it out and then stick it on, because that looks really, really good, right? So this is going to end up on here, and this is going to end up on here. Okay, I would like to see a little bit of darker color coming from behind the house, so I'm actually going to grab my blending brushes. And I'm wondering what color. I'm thinking maybe, let me try a bit of garden green. It's going to be a little darker, but let's see. Well, that's a lot of dark. Let's see if I can get that a bit smushier. And then we'll have just a little bit of color coming out from behind the house. So this vellum now is going to start taking on a bit more color. Can you see that? And even though it's only a subtle difference, it just brings it up a little bit more, which I think is nice. All right, so let's grab this, and I'm going to do my little heart. So because the dies have sold out, I'm going to do this card tonight without the dies. All right, just to show you that you can still make a beautiful card even if you haven't got the dies. Have a look at this. There we go. Such a cute heart. I love that it's not perfect. I love that it's a little bit lopsided. That's a cute heart. Now, when you're cutting, you may have heard me say this before, but when you're cutting, don't use the tip of your scissors to do your cutting. Use the center. So open up your scissors a bit wider, and then turn your paper rather than trying to turn your scissors, and you'll get a better cut. And if it's not perfect, that's okay. But I know there are some people who really like it to be perfect, and that's why dies are good, right? But if we haven't got dies, it's a handmade card. but you will get it's nice to get a smoother line. So let me see how that's going to look. And of course, we're going to need a roof as well. Now, if we had the glimmer paper, which has also sold out, the white and red glimmer paper has gone. And we know that the gold has gone as well, the one we talked about earlier. I'm thinking I'm just going to stamp it. And seeing as we have red, I think maybe we go with a red theme. I think that might be best. And this is a really important one. You don't want to put this one, little tip for you. You don't want to put a roof like this here, because it's actually really easy to get that wrong and to make it a little bit crooked when you put it on. Instead, when you've got a long skinny stamp or a stamp that the shape is really important, put it face down on your surface and then pick it up with your block. Okay, that way you'll get the right shape, because it's going to keep its shape. But if you try and push it onto your block, you could end up warping it, and then it doesn't look right. Didn't think of Pear Pizzazz. Would that work? Well, the red from the Lights Aglow set is Cherry Cobbler, I believe. That would look nice as well. I'm going to start with this though, and let's see how we go. Oh, Cookie's squeaking tonight. But we've already got the other red, so I think I'll just stick with it. But yep, Cherry Cobbler is another great red. It's more of a blood red, whereas real red is more fire engine red, if that makes sense. We've also got Sweet Sorbet, which is a softer red. That probably would have been a good choice as well. All right, I'm going to just cut in around these scallops. So this one, the dye is definitely less work, but that's okay. We're going to do it. What's everyone got planned for the weekend? Anyone doing anything fun and exciting? Sorry, the week ahead, not the weekend. You've already had a weekend. Well, those of you in the US are still enjoying your weekend. Goodness me, I think I forgot what night it was. I think I was thinking it was Friday, but it's Sunday, right? Since I have no children in school at the end of this year, I am struggling to know what day of the week it is most of the time. It's not good. Anyone else have that problem? I don't think I realized how much I, was always aware of the days of the week, because I knew what day of school it was, and what they had on and all that kind of stuff. And all of a sudden, my daughter's working weekends and we don't have a school situation. All right, I'm going to pop a dimensional under here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do the mini dimensionals first. And we're going to pop a couple of those. I'll pop one of those here. You only need a couple to hold this roof on. And there's only a couple of spots where the dimensionals actually fit. Right, so I'm going to pop this on. Isn't that just the cutest little roof? So cute. And then I'm going to pop some big dimensionals behind the house itself. Ah, that makes sense now, Donna. I wonder what you were doing. How old is Cookie? About 23 or 24? I could sit down and work it out properly, but yeah, I've had him a long time. We got him when he was 6 weeks old, thereabouts, 5 or 6 weeks old. Tiny little thing. And we had 2 birdies at that point. We had another one, and unfortunately Biggles, which was the older brother, he did not last forever. He went, which was a little bit sad. And then Cookie, but Cookie didn't play nicely with Biggles anyway, so I don't think Cookie really cared when Biggles met his demise. Cookie was been quite happy to be a single bird. I'm putting these dimensionals behind the house so you can't see them through the vellum. Okay, it's cute. Now there's still a couple of things we need on here. Okay, first of all, let me turn this over. We need a couple of pine trees. Yes. Let's see. Here's one of these. We need a little pine tree here, and I'm going to do the pine tree in garden green. You love it? Yeah, they live depending on a number of things. If you give them, you know, good some green food as well as or, you know, vegetables. You know, he loves carrots. If you give him a few of those things in addition to seed, they do live a lot longer. And I feel really like a bad parent sometimes because I should bring him out and cuddle him more often than I do. Now, for these, think you definitely want to have the dies, okay? But you can cut them out if you can be, you know, if you can be bothered, I guess. Guess what? I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to grab, where have I put my sweet gingerbread dies? Actually, give me a second. Let me grab them because it's still going to be quicker than cutting out the trees. They are right in the front. Look at that. Sweet gingerbread dies. So these are the ones that have retired, guys. So don't look at them too lovingly because you won't be able to get them. But I am going to use the little tree to cut these out because it'll be so much quicker. Let's quickly get these. And then we're nearly done with this card. It just needs a sentiment and a couple of trees and we're just about done. Just got to grab my plate. And I might just, for this exercise tonight, just do 3. I mean, how cute are these? Look, isn't that cute? Can't really go wrong with a cute little tree like that. I love these little guys. You're making Christmas cards. 14. Oh, for one of your sons. Does he realize how, whoops, I messed, that tree fell over. So I'm going to do it again. It moved and I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy looking at the chat. Yeah, I was going to ask, does he deserve the 14 cards? Does he appreciate how much effort you put in? An exciting week, Ellen. Oh, that's good. We like exciting weeks, right? I'm going to do 2 dark and 1 light. All right. Oh, I messed that one up too. Well, we'll do 2 for now and I'll add some later. It's not my night, but that's okay. Other than that, I really like how the card is going. So I'm going to have 1 on each side. I think 2 on one side would definitely look better, for sure. And I'm going to whack a couple of little mini dimensionals behind this one. Let's pop that right there like that. And then this one, I'm just going to pop it down with any old tape seal, Tombow, whatever. Just going to pop that on there. There we go, just like that. Aren't they really make a difference to little trees, don't they? Don't you think? Actually, you know what? Now I put that there, I'm going to move it and I'm going to put it up higher. All right, so we need a sentiment, obviously, and I'm just thinking whether there's a label that I want to use or whether I just want to do like a strip here. Maybe we just do a strip. Maybe we do that. Every card I have done with this set, this little sweet gingerbread set, I have actually loved. I just think it's such a nice little set. And I'm thinking we've got some nice greetings in here. So let's see. Actually, now I've done that, they might all be too wide for a strip. From our home to yours, which I think is such a nice little greeting. Don't you think that's nice? And then we've got have a sweet Christmas, sending love. Maybe we just do sending love. Sending love is nice. We'll do that. I'm going to put that on there. And we'll put that over here. All right. So in this case, I'm thinking I'm going to use a punch. I'm just looking to see what punches I have that would be fitting for that. Or maybe we just go with a circle. We could just go with a circle. I mean, that's nice and easy, right? Like this little guy here. Or we could go up one size from that, perhaps. Oh, that's good, Megan. I don't think my kids have any clue. They just think that I'm messing around with, you know, doing stuff, nothing much. I really do. All right, I'm going to cut that little circle. Okay, just like this. And I'm thinking just under there would look really cute. I'm going to pop a little dimensional behind. Actually, I've got another little idea. So I've got my sending love here. And then, do I have a smaller circle? Maybe another one the same size. And what would be really cute is another little circle or even a smaller one, and then cut out another little heart and put the little heart in the middle of the circle. How cute would that be? Yeah? Do we like that idea? Because I think that would finish that off really, really pretty. So a little heart in the middle of a circle, and I think I'll finish that up and post it for you guys during the week. But we have a couple of cards that we've done tonight, which they turned out pretty nice. So there was this one. And then we also have our sweet gingerbread made without the dies, except I cheated a little bit and used the dies for the trees. 2:45, yes, bedtime for you. And you know what? It's time for me to go too, Gina. So thanks for sticking with me all this time, because I know it's a long, long, long time for you, and it's the middle of the night and all that kind of stuff, and you need to get to bed. Well, I'm glad you liked them, guys. We will no doubt be back during the week with other stuff. Don't forget the sale going over the next 3 days. And of course, when you purchase over $60 with me every month, you get to go in you qualify for the craft along the following month. So that's something I've been doing now for a few months, and I hope everyone's enjoying it. And I hope that that you'll take advantage and grab yourself some bundles in the sale for the next 3 days as well. So check out my VIP page. If you're not part of that, but you're on the newsletter list, you'll see it in the newsletter list, the newsletter that will come to you either probably tomorrow morning, first thing tomorrow morning, if not tonight, depending on how I go. And then also I have, it'll be on my blog as well. So I'm going to post it everywhere so everyone can see. Okay, you're very welcome, and I hope to see you guys all back again soon. Have a great week, guys. Bye-bye.